Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. If you're here for the first time, I'm Nadia, this is Louie, and the kitty you're going to see throughout the video, that's Simba. On this channel you will find gorgeous wreath tutorials with different types and styles of wreaths. And since today is our first Christmas wreath of the season, Louie decided to wear his special Santa shirt. Look how adorable that is on him. He's so cute. The wreath we're doing today is a gingerbread poof wreath. We're going to use 21-inch decoupage. You can also use 10-inch decoupage for this. I'll explain that later in the video. But for now, let's get started. Let's go over the supplies we're going to need. Starting with this beautiful white ribbon. It is wired 1.5 inches. Then we have a gingerbread ribbon. How adorable is this? 2.5 inches in width, of course, wired. It is so super cute. The red ribbon that I have is also 2.5 inches in width, wired, and it feels like maybe felt or something, really soft and cozy. Same thing for this white one. It is 2.5 inches in width, wired. Then we're going to need some pipe cleaners, zip ties. Here is a beautiful Gingerbread Bakery sign that I got from Craft Outlet. The decoupage that I'm going to be using for this wreath is 21 inches by 6 yards. It's burlap and has some heavy foiling going on, very beautiful. And then a 14-inch metal wreath form. Next, we're going to attach our pipe cleaners, and we're going to use the 18 pipe cleaner method. This wreath form comes in 6 sections, and what we're going to do is we're going to attach 3 pipe cleaners per section. We're going to work one section at a time. 3 pipe cleaners. The first one is going to go on row 1 and 2. 2 twists right in the center, and I'm going to fold my pipe cleaners towards the center. The second and third pipe cleaner is going to go on the 2 sides of the center one, and it's going to go on rows 3 and 4. Same thing, 2 twists in the middle, and I'm going to fold it out. This is going to help us when we're actually attaching the decoupage. Just like this, 1 in the center, 2 on the sides, and all you have to do is repeat this process going all the way around. When you're done attaching all pipe cleaners, this is what your wreath form should look like. 6 on the inside, 12 on the outside, and I do not hot glue these, especially for a poof wreath, because the decoupage itself will hold everything in place. I'm ready to start attaching my 21-inch decoupage to my wreath forms. For those who are wondering if you can use 10-inch, absolutely, but you need to use 2 rolls for the same fullness. So just take one, layer it one on top of the other, bring it together, and off you go, exactly how we're going to do this one. Before the decoupage gets in the way, let me show you exactly what we're going to do. We're going to work in a spiral going from inside to the outside. If I were to start by attaching my decoupage at this pipe cleaner, I'm going to be making 10-inch loops going all the way around until I'm back where I started. Attach it once again, and then we're going to make our way out. So I'm going to go flat, completely flat here, attach it to this closest outside pipe cleaner. If you're a righty or a lefty, that, maybe you're going the other way, so you just attach it to this one. But I will be attaching it to the next one, going counterclockwise, and then I'm going to be doing 10-inch loops. Because I have 6 yards, I know that I'm going to use the full roll, and I'm not going to be too worried about running out of decoupage or anything. 6 yards is more than enough, but you can also do 9-inch loops. That's just fine, because the distance between these inner pipe cleaners and these are obviously a little bigger, so you can definitely go 9 inches and you'll be just fine. As I was saying, when we come to the outside row, I'm going to make 10-inch poofs going all the way around until I come to where I started, secure my tail in place, and your wreath base is all done. Then it's time to decorate. Let's get started. I decided to even out my edge a little bit because it's completely crooked. Going in about 2-3 inches, I'm going to start collecting. And when you collect, do make sure that everything is in your hand because this is a long piece of Deco mesh and you want to make sure that everything's going to get attached to your wreath form. Going to go in our first pipe cleaner and give a nice twist or two. This is where my zip tie comes in. I'm going to go on row 2, about an inch from where our pipe cleaner is. That is where I'm attaching my zip tie, and I'm going to tighten up as much as I can and then clip the tail off. Now we are ready to make our poofs or loops or whatever you guys want to call it. I always say to keep these nice and tight because you do want to make sure your wreath base is even, but more importantly, if you are using 10-yard roll of Deco mesh and you want to get 2 wreaths out of it. That's simple, just like that. I'm just loving the country vibe that this wreath is giving me with the green, the red, and the gorgeous burlap. I'm on my last loop and I'm going right where we started on that pipe cleaner and 2 twists. Now we're transitioning from the inside row to the outside row. Next pipe cleaner, I'm going to just go straight like this, nice and flat, and attach it. This next step is extra, but I do it because I do not hot glue my pipe cleaners in place because this can play around. I grab a zip tie and I'm going to attach this transitioning part to row 3. That way it is not going to move anywhere. Look at this. So this is my way of securing everything in place. So now I'm just gonna continue doing my 10-inch loops going all the way around. I'm on my last loop. I'm going to cut off a tail that's about 3 inches. I'm going to attach it to where we started, give it 2 or 3 tight twists, and then I'm going to send this tail towards the back. Let me show you in the back how I'm going to attach it. Going an inch from our pipe cleaner on row 3, attach my zip tie, cut off the tail. Now we're going to go to the front and I'm going to start opening everything up. Starting from one side, I'm just pulling my Deco mesh through until I get to the other side. Puffing it out like that all the way through. As I'm doing this, I'm making sure that all my pipe cleaners are facing up so that when we're doing our ribbon bundles, it's easy to get to them. After I poofed this wreath up, I was just like, you know what? We are done. Look at this, but nah, I'm kidding. We're not done. Next, we're going to make our ribbon bundles and attach. Starting with this gorgeous gingerbread ribbon, I'm going to cut it into 11-inch strips. And instead of 18 like we were doing, I'm going to do 13. If you don't like the number 13, you can do 14. I have my 13 pieces. As you can see, I just zigzagged the ribbon. Now I'm going to fold both sides and cut off a little triangle, making sure I cut the tip of the little wire edges. I just love doing this because I feel like I save time. And now I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Next, I'm grabbing my beautiful white ribbon. Only going to need 26 of these. The same thing with the white ribbon, folding the edges in half and cutting off a little triangle so we can make dovetails, just like that. My ribbon is all ready to make the bundles. I have 26 of the white and I have 13 of the beautiful gingerbread ones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 2 of these white ones, crisscross them a little bit, and the gingerbread one is going to go right on top. To make it easy, I'm just going to put it on my cutting mat, find my center, and attach it straight to the wreath. A few twists with my pipe cleaner. I'm going to twist until I'm about an inch away from the connection. Cut off the excess, fold it in half, and fold it back. The reason I'm doing 13 ribbon bundles only is because we're going to grab an area of our wreath where we pick 3 pipe cleaners on the outside, 2 on the inside, and in that area we're going to do a huge bow. I promise you, at the end it's all going to make sense and it's going to be beautiful. At this point, I'm going to continue making the rest of my little ribbon bundles. and then we'll be back to make the huge, beautiful bow. All my ribbon bundles are on, and now I'm just going to tighten up all those pipe cleaners, cut off about 1.5 to 2 inches from the connection, and hide the ending of that pipe cleaner. This is just so we have nothing sticking out and we have a nice surface to attach our beautiful bow. To make the bow, I'm going to be using my bow maker. I always have a link in the description box and also in my Amazon store. I'm going to grab 2 dowels and insert them one next to each other in the center. To start off, I'm going to be using this beautiful red ribbon. Measure off 8 inches for the tail. I think that'll be plenty. This ribbon does have 2 sides. This one is really smooth and this one has the kind of fuzzy side. Because it's 2 sides, as I'm making the bow, I'm going to twist every time I'm going through the center dowels. Now that we're ready to make our bow loops, you need to decide how big you want the bow to be. I'm going to measure off at about 5.5 inches. And I'm going to be doing 4 loops. 5.5. Coming to the center, we're going to twist loop number 3 and finishing off with loop number 4. Before I cut off my tail, I'm just measuring against the one I already have, cutting that off, and I'm going to turn this one to the other side, starting off by measuring my tail. This ribbon is the same on both sides, so what we're going to do is we're just going to zigzag, just like this, just zigzagging along. Loop number 4. Oh my goodness, look how much I have left. How perfect is that? And now I'm ready to bring in my beautiful gingerbread ribbon. Since this is my 3rd ribbon, it really doesn't matter which side the tail is going on. It is a one-sided ribbon, so we are going to twist every time we're going through the center dowels. We have our big, beautiful bow. Holding it all together, I'm going to bring in a zip tie, and this time, this one is an 8-inch zip tie, much, much bigger and stronger. We're going to cut that off. Grabbing another zip tie, I'm going to go on row 2 and 3, right in the center. That is where I'm going to attach, and I'm lightly attaching so that I can see how I want my bow to be. At this point, I'm going to go around and make dovetails to all the tails. Before we open up our bow, we're going to attach our sign, because after we attach it, we're going to go back to the front of the wreath and make everything really beautiful. Next, we're going to grab our sign and attach our pipe cleaners. But before I do that, I'm going to cut off this jute cord. We're going to actually use it to hang the wreath. I'm taking my pipe cleaners, folding them in half, but making sure that in the center here, I make a little flat space. Going to attach 2 on the sides, 1 at the bottom, a little bit of hot glue. Our pipe cleaner right on top, hot glue going sideways. And that is where my little felt piece is coming in. And now I'm going to let this cool. Before I attach it, I need to decide where I want it on the actual wreath. Now that I've decided where my sign is going to be, I'm going to flip and start attaching. I'm going to do 1 twist only, doing a last look if I like where the sign is. Going to go back, locking the pipe cleaners in, hiding them, getting them out of the way. I'm not going to be covering the back of this wreath, but if you want to see how I do it, I'm going to attach 2 videos with 2 different techniques in the description box. In one, I use a steering wheel cover, and in another, I actually use a placemat. All right, my friends, now it's time to make everything beautiful. I'm going to start off with the bow because that is the center of what we're doing here. And what you want to do is you want to put your hands in the actual loops and start twisting them around, especially when you're trying to get the layers from the back, like this white ribbon. And also you're making this beautiful loop on top with the top of your hand. If for some reason you don't have enough ribbon, you feel like the bow's not big enough, on top, you just make this part a little wider, the center part, and boom, you're good to go. But let me just even everything out. Oh, my little helper is coming. Thank you so much, Simba. What would I do without you? Oh, you're just gonna go right on top. All right. He really wants to help. You want to check out the bow? I know. Don't you love that bow? The bow is Simba approved. What can I say? Look at this. And all I did was just play. The more you play, the prettier it gets. Simba's checking out the bow one more time. I know, isn't that beautiful, baby? Loves it. Now we're going to work on our ribbon bundles, and we're going to open them up like a little flower, just like this. Just keep on making those petals. The white, definitely open those up. This is what's going to brighten this wreath because we do have a lot of beige. That is the reason why I use so much white ribbon, is to bring out the gingerbread ribbon. On the sides, you can definitely kind of go flat. You don't really have to turn too much because that is where all that beauty is. But on the inside, definitely make those beautiful, beautiful petals. This wreath is making me so happy. I'm about to turn on some Christmas carols. Anyone else with me on that? We'll sing a little Frosty the Snowman, Joy to the World, whatever. As I was straightening out all the ribbon and filling everything in, I realized that the tails are just a little bit too long. So what do we do with long tails? We make ribbon tails. We're going to take about 2 inches from the end and we're going to fold it forward, just like this, pinching both sides at the bottom. I'm just going to twist down. So do a little twist down. We have our ribbon tails. You can do it as high or as low as you want. This is just going to give us a cleaner look and make it look like we have more loops. Same thing with this white ribbon. Fold it forward, pinch it, and back. How beautiful is that? I hope you enjoyed how this wreath came out. I thought it was so cute, and that bow on top, adorable. I have a question for you though. What is your favorite Christmas cookie or dessert? Definitely let me know in the comments below because I do like chatting with you and saying hello. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the little bell button. And of course, don't forget to comment because I would love to get to know you. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you in our next video. Bye, guys. We say bye to everyone. Bye.